Hello, 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 Scorpios. Welcome, welcome. Hello, my name is Patty. For those that are brand new, I am your intuitive tarot reader for today. I'm also an empath, and we are going to mix astrology and numerology into this reading. I think it's important to have all the energies at a bay, but you'll find that astrology is a lot like what the divine is talking about, the intuitive part, and they seem to match up. So just be surprised. Don't be surprised, I guess, put it that way. However, this is divine driven, divine guided. And so the first oracle I pick is for the divine, his choice of what he wants to come out with as far as a message to you. This might be something that you are asking of divine, or you're confused, you're struggling, you're having a challenge, and maybe this card will help and give you some guidance, as that's the whole key. The second oracle is for your current week. This is for the week of the 24th through the 30th. This is the end of the month, guys. We got one more day, but we've got a lot of things going at the end of the month, and I'll share that as we go. And then the third card is the future card, which I use a lot of the planetary energies in that card because usually the divine and the energies of the planets come together. So we focus in all these energies into the main thing that we're working on this week. All right. So let's see what we've got going here. Interesting. The Ghost Lands is the Divine's card, and the number 8. Again, the number 8 in numerology is about your progress, your rewards, things that you're trying to obtain, trying to get there. It's sort of like going through the steps, and then at the end you get the reward, the fruit, the blessing, however you want to call it. But this is the Ghost Lands, and I'm going to read that one because I haven't had the Ghost Lands for a while, and so I don't want to guess on it and then I'm wrong, and then we're sending the wrong energies the wrong way. So let's get the next two cards first, and then we'll go from there. All right, so the current energies is the Field of Dreams, and the forward energy, which is the future energy, is the Unexpected Visitors. So we're going to start off, though, with the Ghost Lands, which is the Divine's card, the number 8 in numerology. This, again, is what is it that you're working on? What is it that you're moving towards? Because this is, again, about your progress and your rewards in whatever it is that you're trying to maintain a goal for. All right. So, but in the oracles, this is the number 17. And so I'll read this because I haven't seen it for a while. Again, I've been using a different oracle deck, so I forget. I'm getting older. All right. So upright. So whenever you see the sights too far ahead, you run in the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and the future match up exactly on the Enchanted map. That's the name of this oracle card deck, is the Enchanted map. And that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measurements toward a goal or a dream. Again, we're the number 8, right? These steps are important now. So a lot of the things that we do right now, we do try to think of something in the future that we want to do. Even if you plan a vacation, you got to sort of think and plan, right? That's the progress. That's what's going on. So this is something that you do sort of keep the forward or the future in the back burner, but you really focus in on the now, because this is where we have to begin, because the Field of Dreams is your current energy. So we're thinking of the dreams. We're making them actual dreams, not pipe dreams. So if you don't know the difference between an actual dream and a pipe dream, so a dream is where you have progress to get to whatever that dream is, where you have a goal. And this is the number 3. You have to acknowledge that there needs to be a step-by-step process or a step-by-step goal. This week, that is your focus. What is it that you want to focus on step by step by step to get that fruit, that reward, that blessing, whatever you want to call it? Because this is something that you do want. This is something that your heart wants. This is something your soul wants. This is not something you're obligated to do. This is something that you want to do, you desire to do. And you have to acknowledge that, because somebody isn't acknowledging it. And the reason why I say that is I'm feeling a block from somebody. It's like, yeah, I would love to do that, but I can't. So that is a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream where you dream to do it, but you do absolutely nothing to move forward. Even if you give it an effort to move forward and it doesn't happen, you gave it your effort to see if you could make it to come fruition. Divine or powers that be can block them. However, you're making that effort to do it. So when in a pipe dream there's no effort, you're just saying, oh, I wish I could, or I want to, but you're never going to make it happen. It's sort of like these people that want to go on vacation and they'll say, yeah, I want to go with you, but then they make no effort and it's time to go and they're like, oh well, that's their pipe dream. My dream is I'm going. So this is something, your field of dreams this week is something to really focus in on. Here's what's really important about this week is that there is a full moon. There's a super moon, and this full moon's called a flower blood moon, and it's in Sagittarius. We'll talk about that on the 26th with the full moon. There's a lot of things about being in Sagittarius that this is going to be really, really important for you to keep moving forward with. It's very interesting. We also have 3 retrogrades fighting against us. We have Saturn, Mercury, and Pluto in going into retrograde this month. So the end of the month. Pluto's already in a retrograde, but now we got Mercury and Saturn. Oh, lots of fun. Woof, here we go. But the thing is that you want to start moving. Okay, acknowledge it and start moving. Now, here's the thing with your future energy, and this is the planets coming in, is that the future energy is unexpected visitors. Okay, and that is the number 5. And unexpected visitors, and that number 5 is unstable because it's uncertain. It's like, why did they pop up? Why did they come over without letting me know? My house is dirty. Why didn't they, call first? Why didn't they just say yesterday they wanted to come over? Sort of like that. However, what the unexpected visitors card means is that there's going to be twists and turns, and how are you going to navigate through that? So a lot of the time, some people don't navigate well through unexpected things that pop up, or even spontaneity. These are the planets. This is what's going to be happening with these 3 retrogrades that are coming up that we'll talk about when the full moon reading comes in. And the thing is, I just posted the thumbnail for the full moon reading. This super moon, this is actually more of a super moon than in April because it is even closer to the earth. So woo, you're gonna have huge, huge tides. Anyway, that reading and that astrology is going to be the 26th at 11 a.m. So you can see that thumbnail, or you can go on and just subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I come on for that. All right. So you're really looking at the future right now with these cards, and this theme is saying as you're looking at the future right now, sort of, okay, it's there, but I need to focus in on right now to get the little, we call it the destinies or the dot to dots to get there. So this is something you need to focus in on. Now, I don't know what is going on with the energy since I just started this reading, but I immediately got nauseous. So I don't know if somebody's not well out there, because I am fine. I'm 100% fine. But I just started getting very nauseous. So I'm going to sit here and pray for a second while I shuffle to push that away. Okay, just one moment. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's get started on your reading. Hopefully that dark energy or low vibration will go away here. Asking for protection. I am going to do health and love and relationships at the end, and I am going to do a little bit different of a spread for you today. Like I said, I was going to do different spreads through the month of May just to show a little bit of variety. All right, so let me go ahead and do this. This is called a horseshoe. I like horses, so sometimes I like to do the horseshoe, but it has a lot of different things in it, which it sort of not only tells a story, but it gives me an idea of your past, your strengths, your weaknesses, what's going on right in the moment, that kind of a thing. All right. All right. So somebody in the past had a lot of opportunities, maybe didn't make the right choices in those opportunities. They were just sort of more at an immature level, so they really didn't know how to choose these opportunities wisely. So some of those opportunities were passed up, or not given. Oh, I know why. Okay, thank you. Uh, they were sort of given up to somebody else. However, some of these opportunities were a great lesson to be learned so you didn't do something good again. So we have the seven is your first card out, the seven of cups, and then we have the three of pentacles. So we're actually learning about something or a process that sort of sort of ended something. Definitely ended something. With this, that when it ended, it definitely taught you a big lesson. Okay. So I'm just looking at all this. Wow. So with this lesson, it actually grew you to a different person. So it's almost like when you have PTSD, or if you have a trauma in your past, it changes you. So it seems like this past that you had or somebody had, it has changed you. And so it's like this is maybe what the divine is talking about, is that you can't seem to really look far into the future anyway, because of not only fear, but of, yeah, no, thank you. He said, no, it's fear. Fear is holding you back because you think that some of these good things can't come to you. And that's not true. That's a lie. Because the thing is that all good things can come to all of us. It is our choices and our decisions that we make. However, in the past, somebody didn't have enough good guidance to make the right decisions. Maybe there was only a one parent home. Maybe they grew up in a foster home. Maybe they that were living with grandparents that, I don't know the situation. However, the situation, wherever it wasn't a good situation where you could make wise choices, because your mindset was not grown and your mindset was sort of immature, and you just didn't have good role models. So whatever you were doing the best that you could. However, you just didn't have that knowledge and wisdom that you were supposed to have. But the good thing is that it made you really strong. I don't know who this is, but it's really strong, and you can really sort of hold things inside you. But it's not a healthy way. So because it's sort of like what I used to be. It looks like everything is fine on the outside, and inside is just in turmoil. So you're actually very good at faking it until you make it, kind of a thing. So this is a really strong strength in you that may be holding you from your growth. So it is something that definitely something that it may be a strength that will help you through the future, because you want to release some of this that you're holding inside so that you can have whatever it is that you want and desire to go for. Okay, because you're holding yourself back, sort of, in that sense. Okay, so also to a couple of things that might be holding you back is that we have the number 5 is the Hierophant. In this case, it's sort of unstable, only because there is no belief in something higher than yourself. Now, there might be a belief in it, but you don't really follow through and trust in it, because you're holding on either to the earth or world kind of things. And this is going to hinder you from moving forward and growing, because when you have a belief system. I used to be this person. I used to believe in it, but I didn't walk in it. So I didn't trust it 100%. I didn't believe that it was going to come through 100% until I had literally one-on-one experiences with divine. Now, the Hierophant is your spiritual side. This is the spiritual self. This is saying where you're lacking is having that belief that things can happen for you. I never believed in miracles, and in one day I had such supernatural powers happen that by the end of the day, I had a massive miracle, and I was like, holy Toledo, this is amazing. And from that day forward, I was just like a little bit more trust, a little bit more, okay, I'm going to let you into my heart. Okay, and then before you know it, we're communicating back and forth and things like that. But you're holding on to the world, or you're holding on to that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't trust it. I don't want to go there. And that is something that can actually catapult you into a whole new different. The spiritual realm can catapult you, because that's a second dimensional. We can't see it, and personally I don't know how it works. However, I know it works. I know, and for a fact, and for one-on-one experience, I could tell. Well, there's lots of videos on my channel even about some of the paranormal things that have happened, and I can experience. I've talked to my mom since she's passed on. I'm just like, how does this work? How can she be talking to me? She has no body, she has nothing, but it's her voice, and she's telling me a command to do, and I do it, and there's confirmation that this is real. And I'm like, holy Toledo. I talked to my brother who was murdered. Oh my gosh, this is real. How does this work? I have no idea. However, somebody just doesn't. This is your void. This is your hindrance, is that you don't have the belief that there is a higher power. And this is probably what's sort of holding you back at the most. So when you do get into these future situations that you're not comfortable with, it creates either anxiety or anger or frustration, because it's out of your control. Whenever anything is out of your control, this becomes sort of a kerfuffle for you. And then this last card here is the 2, which is the High Priestess, which it's amazing to me that you have not only the things that are hindering you, but to avoid is to not believe. So you don't believe in something, and to avoid your process and your progress is to actually get that belief in there. It's amazing that these 2 showed up, because we have to let go in order to let something new in. And that doesn't mean letting go. Well, it's letting go 100%. It's surrendering, basically. And you have to say, you know what? It's not up to me. It's up to God. It's up to divine. It's up to whoever you believe in. And allow that to open a new door. Even if it's uncomfortable for a bit, because the number 5 is uncomfortable, because you're out of your sorts, and the divine, or the Hierophant, is the number 5, and it is out of the sorts. It is uncomfortable when you don't know how to believe, what to believe. I just did a video on how to talk to divine and ask for things. I'm going to do another 2.0 here probably next week on continuing with that thought process. However, you got to believe first. And it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. You're feeling really safe with your stuff. And you just like, I don't want to change. I don't want to grow. I don't want to move. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And this is what's keeping you stuck, because the number 4 is your stability in worldly things. And worldly things, you're not going to be able to take them with you. What do they matter? It's the person or the people around you that actually is what you really should be concerned about. Love, caring, compassion, empathy, that kind of a thing. All right. So I'm going to actually get some clarification on what you can actually help yourself grow better for your dreams, and also to grow for your future. These are your strengths. I'm going to get some clarity on that a little bit. I'm not going to go into the past that much, because with the past, you can't change that. We just know that, okay, maybe this is where the core foundation, you hear me talk a lot about core foundations, where that core foundation started. So you might want to just sort of pay attention to where your core is and why you're making the decisions that you're making. And, the 5 W's, why, what, where, when, and how. Why am I doing this? How am I doing this? What is the reason I'm doing this? There's a lot of things that you want to think about in that. All right. So for your dreams to happen, though, these are your strengths. This is what you need to acknowledge, is that you have a very strong communication. You're very good at communicating. You can actually communicate. You'd be a good salesman, or working in customer service. whoever this is, because you can actually, you're very strong in solving conflict. Okay, you're very good at communication and solving conflict. So whoever this is, or this is you, hopefully, or somebody coming at you, they can actually calm things down. They can solve it. They can actually peacefully make things happen. Sorry, I'm feeling really nauseated all of a sudden. I just don't know what this is. Oh, it might be I had taken a medication without food. Now maybe that's what it is. Because I don't feel any low vibrations. I don't feel any low energies other than my stomach. So anyway, I'll have to take something between this reading. But the King of Wands, and we have the World, and then the Five of Wands. This is all about communication. So you're very good at solving things. You're very good at, if something isn't really seen, you're good to figure it out. So really hone in on these skills this week, because you're going to need them with the planets and the retrograde and everything. And pay attention to body language. This is something that you're good at as well. You pay attention to body language and read that before you act on it. And if it's not a really good feeling or intuition feeling that it's really good, then hold back and don't move forward with that. But you're very good at it. This might be for your work, it might be in the family, it might be in a lover's relation. However, you bring peace to it all. You bring a clarity and a sort of a completion cycle for that. So that's really, really good. Okay. So let me get a little bit of clarification on why you're so stuck at not believing on a higher power. Now, again, you may believe, but you're not acting on it. So why is that? Let me get more clarity. Something may have happened that you don't believe in it, or because you can't see it, then that's not proof, Hi, honey. Welcome. So, I'm doing okay. I'm a little nauseated right now, but I'm doing okay. The thing is that with divine, you really, really, really want to keep an open mind, because in the second dimension where you can't see, touch, feel, that kind of a thing, where it's not tangible like a tree, a house, a car, and that kind of stuff, you really just want to pay attention to the signs and signals around you, because that's how they communicate. This is like tarot. Tarot is just a telephone. This is a communication device. I don't need tarot to communicate with divine. Nobody really needs tarot to communicate with divine. You do that yourself. You can hear. Sometimes you see. Sometimes you pay attention to the signs. Sometimes there's just all of a sudden somebody says something and there's a thought. It's all the way the divine talks to us, but you have to be open to it. You really have to be open to it. All right. So let's see why we are hindering on that and how we can change that. Yeah. Somebody has to be honest with themselves. I think deep down inside you want to trust, you want to believe, you want to walk in that, but you're just not, because you're letting society control you. Ace of Cups. This is an offering of love, peace, joy. He's offering it to you, definitely offering it to you. You're the one hindering it, because we got the Hierophant. You're the one hindering it because you're worried about what others are going to think about you. Okay. There is definitely somebody here that doesn't want to, because they're afraid of what people will say. 10 of Cups, if you start believing, you're going to bring it. You're going to bring more joy. You're going to bring more happiness. Start believing, trusting, and walking in the truth, and say, you know what? I don't know about it, but I'm going to really look into it and give it a chance. Give it a shot. This is your field of dreams here. This is the now. This is what the divine is talking about. He's offering it. There's an offering of love. There's an offering of everything that you want and desire, but you have to sort of open your heart to what you really, really want. Okay. And what you desire. But again, you got to stop worrying about what everybody else is thinking. in that sense. Okay. And then you'll bring it to you. And then you're going to bring more powers than you can ever imagine to you, more supernatural powers. Your intuition will get really, really strong. Your intuition will get strong. You might even start getting audio. You might start being able to see things, or you're like, was that a shadow? Was that? And then you'll start questioning. And you're not going crazy. A lot of people do this. You're not going crazy. I thought I was going crazy many years ago. In all reality, they gave me all kinds of tests and like, you're normal. You need to go talk to somebody who deals with paranormal stuff because we can't help you. So you got to stop fighting that. If that's in you, this is something that you need to release. You're keeping it hidden. And once you bring it out, this is a divine gift. This is a divine gift. Whatever it is inside you that you want to share, that is screaming to get out, you're holding it back, and it will come out. It's just that you're holding it back. It will come out. Trust me. Mine did. It came out because it gets louder and louder and louder, or it gets more passion, more passion, more passion until you actually do it. And you will hear things or feel things or whatever until you actually make that happen. All right. So I'm going to do real quick your health and your love and relationships. This week is going to be a hard week, guys. It's going to be full of energies, anxiety. It's going to be because we've got the full moon on the 26th, and these energies are going to start about the 23rd and go through about the June 2nd. So you really, really want to pay attention to keeping calm, keeping calm and collected. And remember to pick your battles wisely, because I'm going to share with you all the supermoon, the lunar eclipse. I'm going to share with you the 3 retrogrades on the 26th on that reading. So if you haven't subscribed and you want to see that, go ahead and hit that, and you'll be able to see that the thumbnail now is uploaded. I just did that this morning. All right. Okay, so let's talk about your health. Okay, as the planets, and we come to this full moon, there's a lot of health issues around joints, a lot around your back, a lot around your knees, those kind of things. So be really mindful if you're having those issues and pains that it'll pass. However, don't poo-poo them. That's sort of the full moon energies coming through, where if you're having, like joint issues, back issues, that kind of stuff. Especially lower back issues. That's partly of the full moon. The Ace of Swords is the other health card. And the health card is about being truthful to what you need for your body. Again, like I said, being mindful if you are going through lower back issues, knees, joints, your elbows, your shoulders, that kind of a thing. Pay attention to them, give them a little bit loving, give them a little bit of kindness, maybe, massage, or even have just somebody rub them, or, give yourself, and if you're feeling tired, because I feel like there's a lot of fatigue coming in, these energies are going to suck you dry. So give yourself a lot of rest, a lot of time to recoup, especially if you're into exercise. Don't forget that rest time is more important than actually the exercise that you're doing, because during that rest time is when we rebuild, restore, and actually grow our muscle tissue. All right. So on the 3 of Cups, okay, this is for love and relationships. This is actually a beautiful, beautiful celebration card. I don't know what is coming towards you, but in this relationship card, this is something that there's going to be a celebration, or the cause for a celebration. Maybe something is sharing that, hey, it's sort of like when you propose, then there's a celebration after that. However, something is going to bring it to the desires of the heart. So, and it might be just making somebody feel good, or, you finally reach out and somebody gets you and you feel good, and your estrogen or testosterone starts growing and you feel a lot better. This is a very beautiful, beautiful card for this next week, because if this is going to happen to you, you are one of the lucky ones. because of the energies of all the planets and the moons, because there's so much conflict. So bringing you joy and love and peace and everything for your soul and your emotions and your happiness. So this is a really good card. Somebody is going to come in with that, but there's a celebration of some type. Maybe there's a celebration of a new birth, or maybe somebody's getting married. Maybe there is, I don't know what it is for you guys, but this is definitely a celebration, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So Scorpios, that is for you. And honey, no, not today. Not today. Cleared interview. So did you go on an interview then? That's awesome if you did. That's awesome. I'll keep that in prayer, heavily in prayer, definitely. Um, but don't forget about the new moon, or the full moon reading on the 26th. That's at 11 a.m. And then I am doing the daily. So don't forget, every morning there's a 1-minute daily the divine says and puts out there through one oracle and one card. And it's 1 minute just to give you inspiration for your day, give you an uplift for the day, and hopefully get you started. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. You'll be notified when those dailies are on. They're very, very early. So if you're in another country, hopefully they are early enough for you to still have them in the morning, is what my goal was. And you enjoy those. Don't forget to like. These little 1-minute shorts is a YouTube testing thing, and to see if it helped grows channels, and see if people like to look at those more. So it's a YouTube thing, so analytics thing. So I hope you enjoyed those, but don't forget to watch those 1 minutes. All right, I hope you have a good week, and we will see you on the 26th, and otherwise, if I don't see you on the full moon reading, we'll catch you on your next reading on the 31st. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you got your job. I hope it goes through, and I will keep it in prayer for you, definitely. Take care.